How's it going, guys and goddesses? This is the Akara, spiritual warrior. One. Right back at you, fellas. So, this is the game plan, fellas. As society starts to fall, we have to build the utopia. So what you got is the great, I call it the great crumbling. See, a lot of people are going to start panicking. Really, this is a great time if you really think about it. Because this old system, this old demonic Yahweh Enlil system is about to collapse. And see what they see now, there's a race to utopia. Now these elites are going to bring down and destroy society, and they already have their infrastructure already set up for their utopia. But they have to exterminate 9.5 billion people off the planet. And, you know, they're going to try to use concentration camps and all kinds of shit. But we're going to combat that. And the way we're going to combat this, fellas, is we're going to start building our utopia. Okay? And see, a lot of shit's really in our favor if we play this right. So what's going to happen is, as the robots come in, all these people are going to be displaced. That's where we come in. We have to intercept these people, recruit them, re-educate them, and implement them, and give them a job within our system. The beautiful thing is, we're going to create a work for needs program here, to where you work, we say, hey, you work, the more people we have working, the more needs we can supply and build this new utopia. Okay? And, you know, as these doctors, as these engineers can't find jobs, hey, you come work for us. Okay? But we can't tell them everything that's going on. And we're going to have to get these crypto miners up and running. Fellas, I'm going to need your help, because, see, I can build a big-ass crypto mining farm. But the more crypto miners we have, see, like, you and a few other fellas, we all have 1,000 crypto miners. Okay? And we're making $2 million a piece every year. Well, if we have 100 of us doing that, that's $200 million. Okay? If we have 1,000 of us doing that, that's $2 billion. And, you know, now they're trying to change those crypto mining laws, and they're making it real difficult because they're going to try to tax the shit out of you. That's why, you know, we can't be greedy, because it's not going to pay. But say if we got 1,000 brothers and we all got 1,000 crypto miners, and these crypto miners generating 20 grand a year. 20 grand a year times 1,000, that'd be what, $2 million. We have 1,000 people pulling in $2 million. We put all that money and pull it together. And first thing we need to attack is start buying land. And then we're going to have to grow this food, because food is going to be in huge demand. It's going to be a, you know, it's going to be kind of like a food crisis. But we can, like I said, man, we can take all this to our advantage, man. See, as people can't find jobs, they're going to have to find something to do. So we're going to intercept those people. But we're going to have a test for them. Okay? People that pass the test, we're going to bring them into the organization and implement them into setting up crypto miners and helping other people get their crypto miners. And we're going to use these brothers and sisters, whoever it is, to go teach other brothers and sisters. Okay? And these brothers and sisters that they teach have to pass the test. They can't pass that test. You see what I'm saying? The people that can't pass the test, we're going to give them other jobs to do. But the people that can, okay, we're going to set them up to where they be teachers. Now, the thing about this is, once they get to a certain point, say like they get to 2 million, you know, they get 1,000 crypto miners, then if they want to elevate higher, okay, if they're loyal and they do everything that they're told, then we can start teaching them how to build free energy technology, and then have them teach that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, as these engineers, as these people in tech industry, all these programmers get replaced by artificial intelligence, we can come in and intercept them and have them come work with us, to make a long story short. But we're going to need a system set up, and this is where that free energy technology kicks in. And I primarily have some of what we're going to do, man. I'll kind of walk you through a little bit. Okay, these are some of the formulas. I mean, these are some of the basic formulas that you're going to have to understand. Okay, these are the formulas for volts. Your volts equals square root of watts times resistance. Then you got volts equals watts divided by amps. You got volts equals amps times resistance. Okay, these are some of the formulas that brothers and sisters are going to have to understand. You know, I got the formulas for ohms, watts, amps, volts. Okay, these are some of the equations I'm going to be using. Okay, you're going to have to learn how to rewrite these equations. See what I'm saying? You know, some of the stuff is going to be as a test. Okay, you're going to have to understand the symbols. P is power in watts, E is voltage in volts, I is current in amps, and R is resistance in ohms. Okay, these are some of the things that brothers and sisters, to give you a heads up. So some of the stuff is going to be on the test, and this is the easy part, but it gets a little bit more difficult. But when people come into our organization, we're going to give them a test. If they can pass the test, then we're going to move them up. Okay, for ohms, okay, you're going to have to calculate inductive reactance, which is XL. That's one of the symbols. Capacitor reactance is XC. Resistance is R. Impedance, Z. See, we're going to have a test. You got to know what this is all about. Okay? Now, when people come into an organization, they're going to get this test. Here's some of the formulas. Capacitive reactance is 1 divided by 2 pi frequency times capacitance. And capacitance is calculated in farads, and inductance is calculated in henries. You see, this is all stuff you're going to have to know. So that's inductive reactance is 2 pi, 2 times pi times frequency times inductance. And the impedance is the square root of resistance square plus capacitance, inductance minus capacitance, reactance, man. Okay, I'm sorry, inductance, reactance minus a capacitive reactance. Okay, these are some of the formulas that you got to know how to use in order to calculate how to build this free energy device, man. Okay, this is just some of the formulas here. Okay, another thing, you're going to have to take these formulas and convert them to 1. So you got capacitive reactance times 2 times pi times frequency times capacitance equals 1. Okay, so you have to convert these formulas to 1. See, 1 equals 2 pi times frequency times inductance divided by inductance reactance equals 1. So you got to know how to rearrange these formulas, because at some point in time, okay, we're going to have to build out our own formulas, okay, to do certain calculations. But yeah, this is some of the stuff that's going to be on that test. Okay, another one is calculating joules. Okay, this is one of the most important formulas out there. Okay, because joules is technically volts times amps times seconds, which is watt seconds. You have to build up your watt seconds in order to run a transformer. So these are some of the formulas, like right here. Joules equals 0.5 times voltage squared times capacitance. Joules equals 0.5 times amp squared times inductance. Okay, and then they have a resonance formula to calculate this, man, because see once you get your capacitor inductor resonating at a certain frequency, you got that calculated. Okay, then you can calculate the joules, man. That's how much power the magnetic field is actually producing. See right here, you got your, like if you make a inductor, They call it a helical coil inductance. You got to calculate the inductance of this, okay? Inductance equals the number of turns, which is N, times the radius of coil in inches, okay, which is R, and you got to square that divided by 9 times radius of coil in inches, okay? So you got 9 times radius of coil in inches right here, times 10 times H, which is height of coil in inches. See, these are formulas we're gonna have to master all this, man. And see, while y'all niggas is out here running the streets, hanging out in clubs, wasting fucking money on bimbo bras, or all they doing is taking advantage of you, while they shake it while it's hot, they just done nothing but become Jezebels, man. You know, and the reason why is because the feminist movement is set up by the Rockefellers, and the chief witch that runs the feminist movement is Marina Abramovic, and she's the top Jezebel, fellas. She's the one to teach these young girls. They also do it through Hollywood with Harry Potter and what is it, The Craft. They got these little silly ass movies. So, you know, like basically the feminist movement is, they call it the sisterhood. And when you hear terms like that, we're talking about witchcraft, fellas. So the feminist movement is nothing but an order of witches, okay? And they've been used through this fucking bullshit ass feminist empowerment movement. And see, none of this shit adds up, because what a dumb broad doesn't understand, you know, most of these dumb broads don't do mathematics, man. And I'll kind of walk through for you. Okay, fellas, I'm gonna simplify the universe, okay? God is not male or female. God is both male and female in the etheric, energetic sense. When you look up in the sky and see that blackness in outer space, that is negative and positive energy, okay? It's set up by the yin-yang symbol, man. It's kind of like you got a yin-yang symbol like that, right? So you got half female, half male. See, this is how the universe is negative, positive energy. There has to be a balance. If you tilt all the way to female, okay, you're going to have a dictatorship. You tilt all the way over to male, you're going to have a fucked up patriarchy, which is a dictatorship. Okay, it has to be a perfect balance, man. This is why feminism must fall, fellas. Feminism must fall. Also, at the same time, we cannot allow patriarchy to come in either, because this patriarchal system is what we've been under, and that gave birth to this feminist bullshit. Okay? And it's just a big ass teeter-totter, back and forth, it's nothing but fucking chaos and imbalance. Okay? In order to balance everything out, okay, we have to build a utopia. Okay? A utopia. But in order to understand the utopia, okay, it's a vortex. Okay? You got a vortex, fellas. And see, at the center of the vortex is peace. It's the eye of the vortex. They call it the eye of the storm. That sits in the center of a vortex. It's the eye. That's heaven. That's where everything is neutral. This is where God sits. God of the universe sits. It sits in the center of the eye, where chaos swirls all around. In the center is peace and calm. Okay? Order, peace, calm. That's where utopia sits. Okay? Until we get to the center of the eye, you're going to be swept up in chaos. Okay? You have to balance that chaos out by getting to the center. So everything is at the center. That's where peace resides. Now, when the universe first started, God sends a thought. The way this works is God sends a thought into the etheric field, but then you got a clockwise vortex, excuse my sloppiness, and then you get a counterclockwise vortex. Okay, counterclockwise is female and clockwise is male. But guess what? See, these dumb feminist bimbos tell you that everything started with the female. And these patriarchal knuckleheads will tell you that everything starts with men. No. When God created the universe, male and female got birthed at the exact same time. So when they tell you what came first, the chicken or the egg, the chicken and the egg came into existence at the same time. In order for there to be an egg, there had to been a male to impregnate the female. Well, had to be a male to fertilize the egg in order to have the chicken. See what I'm saying? So you had to have male and female at the same time. Okay? And these energies interconnect back into more balance, man. All right? This is about simply as I can put it. So this universe right here is what we have to create in order to create a utopia. We have to teach that men and women came at the same time and they cannot exist without one another. If you have one over the other, you have chaos. That means you have a imbalanced scale. Okay, it doesn't matter if you imbalance the scale this way or if you imbalance the scale that way. Okay, it's an imbalanced scale. Your scale has to be a cross. That's perfect balance. Anything else is out of balance. If this side of the cross tilts this way and you have an imbalance, okay, you got chaos. See? If it tilts this way down, okay, you got chaos, fellas. I know it's sloppy, but that's simply how the universe works. We have to have the cross. Okay, this is where they talking about Christianity, Christian insanity diluted this, but the cross means the Christ. That means utopia. We have to get back to utopia. We are the coming Christ, man. And it has nothing to do with no white man. Okay? See, that Jesus that they created is actually Zeus coming into power, who is actually Osiris. Okay? He built a utopia for the white man. It has nothing to do with you. Okay, this was Constantine invading Kemet and creating Zeus, who later became Jupiter under the Romans, who later became Jesus under this Roman institute, which is basically a fascist institute. It's for the Nazi, the Ashkenazi. Okay, it's the rise of the Ashkenazi. This is his utopia. Now, as his utopia is falling, we, the children of ISIS, have to rebuild the utopia back into the world that the true God, Amun-Ra, intended this world to be. And this is where we come in, fellas. Okay? And this is why we must destroy feminism. Okay? We shall continue. Okay? To understand feminism, you got to understand the players behind feminism. Okay? How feminism was created by the Rockefellers. There you go. The Rockefeller Foundation and the CIA funded the feminist movement.
And he started laughing. He said, Aaron, what do you think women's liberation was about? And I said, I'm pretty conventional thinking about it at that point. I said, I think it's about women having the right to work, getting equal pay with men, just like they won the right to vote. You know? And he started to laugh. He said, you're an idiot. And I said, why am I an idiot? He said, let me tell you what that was about. We, the Rockefellers, funded that. We funded women's lib, you know? And we're the ones who got all over the newspapers and television, the Rockefeller Foundation. He says, and you want to know why? He says, there were two primary reasons. And one reason was we couldn't tax half the population before women's lib. And the second reason was, now we get the kids in school at an early age. We can indoctrinate the kids how to think. Which breaks up their family. The kids start looking at the state as the family, as the school, as the officials, as their family. Not as.
So it tells you right here. Nuclear family meltdown. See, this is the whole purpose of feminism. The end of the nuclear age, the end of the nuclear family. This was the purpose of feminism, was to get the man out the house. This whole I don't need a man was designed to destroy society. And the Rockefellers set this up. Okay? Now they got the family destroyed. Now they're pulling the plug on the feminist movement. These witches. Okay? They're pulling the plug. So now they done pulled the plug on these women. Now you're going to watch society crumble. You're going to watch it fall to pieces. Because now they're going to implement the robots because they don't need these women to do any more damage. They was using the feminist movement, who by the way, are Democrats. And, you know, they done all this through the Democratic Party. They use both Democrats and Republicans. The Republicans that are neocons or what we call rhinos, though these are the ones that are run and controlled by the Rockefellers and damn near every damn Democrat. Okay, the only group of people that only group of Republicans that these demons don't control is the MAGA or the populist. And we try to take over the Republican Party under Donald Trump to reform the Republican Party back to what it originally stood for and boot out all these fucking neocons, these George Bush, Dick Cheney, and the rest of these fucked up neocons trying to have endless wars and shit. Okay, the whole purpose of that was to kick them the fuck out the party. But unfortunately, under Marina Abramovic, who is the chief witch under the Rockefeller Foundation, okay, Marina Abramovic, okay. Now, I'm quite sure, because we had Trump's ass body snatched, okay, I'm quite sure after Trump got that fucked up vaccine, and the dude just recently got the damn booster, so he's going to get yeah, so what happened with Trump was he got that booster shot, so they got him there. They was able to evict the spirit that we had possessed his ass. They was able to evict that spirit out, and I'm quite sure Marina Abramovic and her crew had a whole lot to do with this. They probably gave Trump some spirit cooked food, evicted the spirit we had body snatched him with out, and then replaced it with a fucked up demon. Now they got Trump's ass back under control, and that vaccine combined with the spirit cooking probably, they could have easily replaced him. You know what I'm saying? Probably had him killed or something and brought in the clone. It's a body snatch clone. You know what I'm saying? But they got it under control under that vaccine. So, we can pretty much write Trump off right about this stage. He's pretty much all in. And it was all behind the Rockefellers, who are a bunch of fucking warlocks and pimps. And Marina Abramovic, who's a chief witch, Jezebel, Lilith, Jezebel. She has a Lilith Jezebel spirit. She might be Jezebel, a clone version of Jezebel. Just they brought her back. I haven't been able to see any paintings or anything of Jezebel from a few thousand years ago, but I'm suspecting that Marina Abramovic is a clone version of Jezebel, and she's the chief witch under the Rockefeller Foundation. She's the one that's primarily the head of the feminist movement, which is basically a sisterhood, which is basically a gigantic witch coven, and these women are, a lot of them are demon possessed, man. When you see these women with these fucking nose rings and fucking ear piercings and fucking tattoos, these tattoos. When you get a tattoo, you're taking part of a blood ritual. I don't know if people understand that. I know these young people don't understand that. But as the Rockefellers came in and made the kids, became the parents to the kids, they also became the husband to these women. So the government is now these women's husband. And the government is run by warlocks and sorcerers. And they're the ones under the leadership of Marina Abramovic are the ones who are these warlock sorcerers who basically hijack these women and put a Jezebel spirit and a Lilith spirit in these women. Okay? These women have the spirit of Jezebel and Lilith. All right? Lilith was brought in to try to imbalance, she's here for imbalance. Okay, they don't want Eve. Eve represents balance. Lilith represents chaos and imbalance. So the spirit of Lilith, the spirit of Jezebel, is in these women now. And it's these warlocks, Marina Abramovic, that infected these women with that spirit, because a lot of these women in the sisterhood they're practicing witches, man. Okay, they're not sorcerers under the priesthood of Amun-Ra. See, I'm a sorcerer under a priesthood of Amun-Ra. That represents the sorcery that's here to balance, here to correct, here to give order, here to balance out the male and feminine energy. I'm an alchemist. You got to balance out the male with the female. If you don't balance out male with female, you're going to have chaos, no matter what direction you tip the scale. Now, they tip the scale towards masculinity, patriarchy, which is why we've been in slavery and chaotic situation for the past 2,000 years. Now they want to tip it back over to the female side, which is going to be, a fucked up nanny system where the government is your mommy and you have to rely on the government for everything. They're just going to start treating your ass like little fucking children. Okay? They're going to give you a social credit score and you're just nothing but a little child and you have to rely on the government for everything because you can't go out here and figure anything out for yourself, do anything because they done dumbed you down through the school system. See, you're just you got the mind of a child and the government is now your mommy. See? And that's why you got all these dumbass women, whose daddy or mommy is the fucking government, relying on all these goddamn food stamps. And then once mommy and daddy cuts them off, now they have to fend for themselves. And guess what you got? You got chaos. And that's where us, the children of Amun-Ra, we come in and we got to settle this up. But you got to have free energy technology in order to do this. But in order to understand what you're up against, okay, you got to understand that we got a war with witches and warlocks. Okay? These are demon-possessed witches and warlocks, so you're going to have to master your sorcery, fellas. You're going to get your sorcery up. And, one of the chief means is control your dick. Because that's how these witches are going to try to manipulate you. They're going to try to get and infect you with a demon through your dick, through your lower chakras. Okay? So if you're going to go, you might want to have a girlfriend and not realize she's a goddamn witch. But at the same time, because of lack of ignorance, you don't want to be infected by her demonic energy, having that destroy you because you couldn't keep your dick under control. So fellas, you're going to have to master Taoist secrets of love, and you're going to have to master how to mix electrums to build your energy field up, and you have to learn how to control that energy because you walking around with the light and lighting automatically evicts demons. And in another video, I'm going to walk you through the process of how to go about doing that. But right now, you have to recognize who your enemy is. Your enemy is the Rockefeller Foundation, the World Economic Forum, and the Illuminati, man. It's these billionaire elites, these technocrats. Okay? These motherfuckers ain't nothing but a bunch of fucking sorcerers, man. Okay, we're going to walk through this. Okay, now that we know it's the Rockefeller Foundation that set up feminism, okay, we're gonna read about the Rockefeller's chief witch. Okay? Here we go. Marina Abramovic has collaborated with the Rockefeller Foundation. So you got the Rockefellers tied in with Marina Abramovic. Okay, and its related entities on several projects, including the Rockefeller Brothers Fund, which helped support a film portrait of her, and Rockefeller Center's The Flag Project, which featured her work. The Rockefeller Foundation support is distinct from the failed attempt to build a physical Marina Abramovic Institute in Hudson, New York. See, the Rockefellers try to finance a Marina Abramovic Institute. Okay? This Marina Abramovic is the fucking chief motherfucking witch. She's the one behind spirit cooking. Okay? She's a fucking witch. All right? And they try to set up a foundation for Marina Abramovic. The Rockefeller Foundation was going to set up an institution for this witch. All right? So you have to understand the players behind this. Marina Abramovic was the one doing the spirit cooking for Hillary Clinton. Okay? And I'm quite sure she's the one that fucking got Donald Trump under the fucking spell. And she's teaching these women how to use their menstrual blood, doing blood rituals, using menstrual blood, practicing, weakening a man by taking his semen, killing him, the Black Widow effect, debilitating the male so women can come in and be the power, which is basically more fucking instability and an imbalance. You have to have the balance between male and female in order to have a utopia. This is why feminism must be destroyed. And we're going to destroy that shit and reinstitute a new order under Amun-Ra where you have male and female, a perfect balance of the male and the female. You're not going to have patriarchy, and you're not going to have this matriarchal feminist bullshit. Okay? Because it's basically it's fascism. These women, these feminists are basically fascists, man. They call them feminazis, man. A feminazi, man. But we're going to have to take these motherfuckers down, put them in place, and we have to reclaim our women. And the way you do that is you got to make, when these women get cut off, they're going to have to realize that the government's not their boyfriend, not their husband. Okay? And you're going to have to make them stand on their own 2 feet, because they got the spirit of the Jezebel, the spirit of the whore, spirit of Lilith. Lilith wants to be superior to the man. And a female energy can never be superior to the male energy, no different than the male energy can never be superior to the female energy. Okay, we have to balance this out. It has to be a perfect balance between male and female, because that's what Amun-Ra is. Amun-Ra is the perfect balance between male, masculine, and feminine energy. It has to be the perfect balance. Once you get the perfect balance, you get the eye in the center of the chaos. That's where utopia sits, fellas. Okay? I hope you understand what I'm talking about. But you brothers going to have to understand mathematical formulas and how to balance out negative with positive. Okay? So we're going to get into this, man. We got to break down Marina Abramovic, man. See, this is Marina Abramovic, okay? She works with the Rothschild Foundation. She works with the Rockefellers. This is the queen witch behind the feminist movement, okay? Marina fucking Abramovic. This is the queen witch, okay? She's into death cults, sex magic. You know, there she is laying with a fucking... She's into necromancy and all this weird ass shit. This is what these feminists practice. And this is what they teaching the women in order how to control men. See what I'm saying? How to subdue you. They have to use spells and witchcraft and sorcery to subdue you. Okay? So we're going to balance that out. And, you know, simple fellas, you got to just simply control your dick, man. Okay, hold on. Okay, you're going to have to control your lower chakra. Because this is how these demons possess you. They come in through your lower chakra. Okay? You got to master Taoist secrets of love to protect yourself, because if you happen to think you got you a good girlfriend and behind the scenes she's a fucking witch, okay? And you lay up with this witch, she can infect you with the demon. Okay? But you can also, if you master this Taoist secrets of love, you can also exercise that Jezebel demon off this woman, that Lilith demon. You can combat it with Taoist secrets of love. So if you whoop her ass in the sheets, you're going to see this woman go apeshit. She's going to start acting a fool, acting crazy, calling you every 2 seconds. See, you don't flip the tables on her, but what it is she had a demon controlling her, trying to use that demon to manipulate you, control you, destroy you. You flip the tables on this woman by using Taoist secrets of love energy. Practicing how to make love to a woman without ejaculation evicts demons, fellas. This is how you tame a whore. This is how you tame a Jezebel. This is how you tame Lilith. Okay? It's the snake. You have the snake. Okay, the snake that was talking to Adam. Okay? Telling Adam to disobey God. You control the snake. It's in between your legs. It's called your dick, nigga. Okay? That's what leads you astray, is your dick. If you can control it, then you can use it as a weapon against the feminists. You can use it as the weapon against the demon that possesses these feminist knuckle brains. They're controlled by the Jezebel Lilith spirit. Okay? You can neutralize that with Taoist secrets of love. Okay? And when they come in and try to tempt you, and try to make you fall and try to get you in fucked up situations by luring you into a fucked up situation, by having children with them, only for them to turn around and use the children against you to destroy you, okay? Just don't give them no kids, okay? The new rule now is, fellas, when you make love to a girl, you cannot ejaculate in these women, okay? Until you got to wait and make these skeletons fall out the closet, and you have to wait to either evict that demon off this woman until she's going to be a decent woman. Okay, if you don't trust her, do not have kids with this woman. And right now, you cannot trust no woman. None of them. Okay? So if you're going to lay up with them, master Taoist secrets of love, and the rule is make love to them, okay, but do not ejaculate. Don't give them one drop of sperm, okay, because they use that shit in their little fucking ritual. Okay, sperm is worth 10 drops of blood, fellas. And these women practice blood rituals. They use their own menstrual cycle to do blood rituals to attack you. Okay? So Master Taoist secrets of love. You got to become a Jedi master. Okay, and then we can whoop the demon. Okay, you got to build your aura field out. Hold on. See, what happens is, when you have sex with a woman that's demon possessed, after you ejaculate, you end up with holes in your aura field. The demon that's on her can go up through your root chakra, through your penis, and now affect you. They can get you either internally through your feet, through your penis, or they can attack you because now your energy field has been weakened because you ejaculated. You busted a nut, weakens your aura field. Now, whatever demon that controls her can now can control you. Okay, when you don't bust a nut, okay, your aura field gets more powerful. Okay. Now, being around toxic people, okay, can weaken your aura field, but it doesn't exactly put holes in it. It can weaken it, but just enough to where this demonic energy can actually feed on your energy, man. So you want your aura field right here in the middle. And now what you can do is you can have sex with a woman. It's you're taking your yin, your yang energy and merging it with her yin energy. Then you become super powerful. You not only neutralize the demon, but you empower yourself. You walk around with even more powerful aura, but you cannot ejaculate. Fellas, you must master Taoist secrets of love. You must become a Jedi master. All right? Simple as that. So the new rule is, if you make love to a girl, never ejaculate. Don't give her one goddamn drop of sperm. Okay? Always wear a condom and never ejaculate. Master Taoist secrets of love. Because every time you have sex, you open up an internal vortex. So when that demon comes through you, comes into you, from her into you, you can evict it right on out. Okay? You can give this woman a spiritual cleanse. It's called... Yeah, it's a spiritual cleanse, man. And, you know, you got to be exorcist, man. Okay? You got to pull these demons up on out of here, man. At the same time, you can't let the demon affect you. You can't let this Lilith spirit control you in any way, shape, or form. When these women start acting crazy, okay? You know, you just put up with your shit. If you like the girl enough and you want to go lay up with her or wherever the hell, okay, do it to be an exorcist, man. Okay? Make this a exorcism. Okay? But you got to master Taoist secrets of love, man. You cannot afford to go around here fucking around with these broads because, you know, they're going to come. Trust me, man, the flood is coming, man. I mean, already this week, man, I had like 10 women coming up on me on my job, man. You know, a lot of them losing their Section 8, a lot of them losing their food stamps, and they just looking for a dude with a job right now. Man, I had about 10, 15 women run up on me already this goddamn week, man. That lady up here, you know, ask me, what am I doing on my job when she already know the goddamn answer? You know what the fuck I'm doing. You see me here at work. You know what I'm doing. Why you ask me what I'm doing? See, that was just her intro and trying to find out more about me so she can try to, you know, try to get me hook up with her. See what I'm saying? You know, I don't have time for it, man, because right now I'm in build stage, man. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got time to be dealing with this madness, man. You know, you should have stayed with your goddamn husband. You had a boyfriend. Y'all had plenty of times had boyfriends and husbands. Now your boyfriend, husband, and 10 other niggas that you were laying up with don't want you. Don't come running to me because you hungry and need a sandwich or some shit. And the dude that you made a baby with can't get a job because you locked his ass up, calling the police on his ass. See, now you're going to be the target, fellas. Okay, before you weren't good enough for these women. Now, you know what I'm saying? You're being a target. And the reason why Marina Abramovic and all that put these feminist standards so high, making it impossible, because really they going after the men who can be a threat to the system. Okay, if you're good looking, strong, powerful, you know, you're a male, okay, you're a threat. So these women, so they send these little heifers to come in here to throw sex at you from all different directions. Okay, you go lay up with all these different girls. Okay, they're infecting your ass with a goddamn demon, all the while killing your ass because you're ejecting all your sperm. So now they done weakened you. Now they done destroyed you. Now you're no longer a threat to these motherfucking Rockefellers, to these Rothschilds. Okay, so now, you know, all these women run to these rich dudes. Okay, these rich dudes so now they're gonna take it down to this to the working man, to the average person making six figures to, you know, $60,000 to $100,000. Okay, so now these brides are going to start targeting your ass. Okay, they done destroyed damn near all these athletes. You look at all these athletes gone broke. All these athletes all you gotta do is look at Deshaun Watson. Okay, that motherfucker was about to sign a $100 million contract. Now these women done put all these sexual harassment cases on his ass. Now he's fucking broke. He's gonna be broke. Okay, because fucking around with all these women, man. So, you know, fucking with all these witches, all these women right here targeting athletes, football players, you know, people making a lot of money. Okay, that's the feminist movement behind this shit. Okay, and you know, all they doing is gonna bankrupt these niggas. You know, just look at that dude, that Miles Bridges for the Charlotte Hornets, man. Man, them women fucked him up bad, man. Almost destroyed his basketball career. But now they're gonna be coming after us, and I'm already starting to see it. But see, these women don't realize, okay, I'm not your average nigga. I'm a gigolo alchemist. I'm a Taoist master. And I'm in mastery of my motherfucking dick, nigga. So none of y'all brides, you know, and trust me, man, plenty of women, they come in, you know, they play you know, they come in being nice, okay? You talk to them, have a conversation, and all of a sudden they want to play these little games like, you know, they like try to act like they try to ghost you and doing all this retarded shit. And like, man, first, what's up with this? Oh, okay, I see what you up to. You think I'm trying to, you think, these women think that they can get any dude they want. All they gotta do is stick their ass out and spread their legs. Or act like they're gonna give you some sex, okay? And then, you know, if you be nice to them, then, you know, they take you just weak, and now they're gonna try to fuck with you. See what I'm saying? So, you know, what I propose is be nice to these women. Act like you're a simp, but don't give them shit. Don't give them no money. Don't give them no help, but be real nice to them. You'll piss them the fuck off. Be real nice to them, but don't want no sex. Okay, that's one method we can use. Also, make them prove to you that they're worthy. So if they come up talking about, let's go out somewhere, so they're gonna expect you to pay the goddamn bill. Okay, if they want you to go out, have them pay the motherfucking bill. Or so you want me to go out with you? Who's paying for the date? See, ask them that. See what I'm saying? And make them pay. Or you can take method number 3. Okay, be the gentleman. Let her think that she got you under control. Go ahead and have sex with her. Put that gigolo alchemist dick on her ass. That Taoist Mantak Chia dick, trained dick on her ass. Okay, make her fall in love with you, and then turn around and milk her ass for everything she's worth. But she ain't gonna be worth anything. So, you know, I don't even know if that's a good tactic. She ain't gonna be mostly, well, if she got a job or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Milk her for everything she's worth. Okay, just flip the game on them. Or, you know, stay calm and don't do shit. I recommend to stay calm and don't do shit. Make these women stand on 2 feet, and then take your energy and go build. Okay? But you're not going to find a good woman at all. These women are scandalous. They have ulterior motives, and they thinking only about themselves, because what you're dealing with today is a Jezebel and a Lilith demon controlling damn near the majority of all women, especially here in the United States. All these women are under the spell of Jezebel and Lilith. They're following behind Cardi B and Ruby Rose. They're following behind these women, trying to be these women. Ruby Rose and Cardi B are nothing but Jezebels. They're nothing but Lilith Jezebel spirits. Okay? So don't fall for the trap. See what I'm saying? They're just here to destroy you. So, you know, we're going to continue on, man. Okay, this woman right here with the Rothschild, okay, is she's the queen witch of the feminist movement. Okay, I think this is Jezebel. I think she's the avatar for Jezebel or Lilith, one of these demonic entities under the Set quasar that emitted all these fucked up orbs that made it back. You know, all these incestuous orbs. Okay, she has the spirit of these incestuous orbs. She's the chief witch right here, man. Okay, she's the Lilith demon that heads all feminists. And as it tells you right here, fellas, okay, more women are practicing witchcraft due to a strong connection to female empowerment. Okay, its use as a way to push back against male-dominated religions, and its emphasis on personal well-being and authenticity. Like I said, patriarchy birth feminism. Okay, they're just the opposite of one another. It's just nothing but a dictatorship. And these elites use a patriarchal system, or they can use a matriarchal system. Either way it goes, they maintain their power. The way you have to balance this shit out, we have to create a utopia, fellas. Okay? We have to balance out the chaos and get male, female back in order to where male complements female, female complements male, and we have a male-female utopia. Okay? In order to do that, you got to destroy this feminism. You got to destroy patriarchy too. Okay, hold on. This modern movement is also fueled by cultural trends like the girl power movement and the increased visibility of witchcraft through media and social platforms, which have helped destigmatize the practice. Okay, empowerment and feminism, reclaiming power. Modern witchcraft allows women to reclaim a historical archetype. This is the Lilith spirit, the Jezebel spirit. Okay, that was once used to persecute them, reframing it as a symbol of feminine power, feminist spirituality. For some, witchcraft is a form of feminist spirituality that emphasizes female empowerment and body rituals and a more equal spiritual footing, in contrast to more hierarchical religions. See, these women think they're rebelling against the patriarchal system, and we have to balance them out because now, they're becoming an even worse control system, because now these, you got the state now done dumbed you down to where they just look at you as little children, and you're on mommy's little nipple getting food stamps and shit. Okay, you're on daddy's little nipple trying to get a job working for them. Now they're gonna cut all the jobs. Now they're gonna cut all, there ain't gonna be no taxpayers paying into these government programs, and that's going to get cut. And then now what you got a bunch of fucking little children out here with half a brain, can't even fend for themselves. Okay, this is the destruction of society coming, which is great news, people. It's great news, fellas, because now as this old system falls, we can build the new. And this is what we're going to do, gods and goddesses. And we're going to start with this free energy device, man. Okay, my brother out there in South Africa. I'm sorry, I don't have your name offhand, but we were talking. You tell me you're building that free energy device, my brother. I didn't give you a visual of what I was discussing on, you no longer need transistors. We don't need semiconductors. We don't need diodes, transistors, or MOSFETs or anything like that to convert DC current to an AC output. Okay. See, this right here is a voltage doubling schematic. I know it's kind of sloppy, but you're going to produce a spike AC. This is like a spiked AC. It's not exactly a sine wave, but it's a spike pulsating DC. AC current. That's alternating current there. So you're going to take this 12 volt DC and you're going to create alternating current. But my brother, this is what I'm trying to tell you. You need an oscilloscope. Okay. You're not going to be able to see the waveform that's coming out. Okay. You can't run like your TV set or crypto miners with a waveform looking like this, with an AC waveform looking like this. It will damage your equipment. It has to be a sine wave like that. Okay. So we have to convert. See, once we get through the steps, you're going to convert this spike alternating current to an actual sine wave alternating current. With this sine wave, you can run crypto miners, your television, your house. You can power your house, run practically everything in your house with it, but the waveform has to look like this, and you need an oscilloscope, brother. Okay, so to make it real simple, you're going to take a 12 volt DC crystal cell battery bank. You can make the crystal cell batteries. You can go on YouTube and look at how to make crystal cell batteries, but anyway, you're going to have a capacitor right here. This capacitor right here is going to be connected in parallel with two coils. Okay, so you got a coil right here, right? You got clockwise, you got counterclockwise, okay? The second coil is going to be counterclockwise to clockwise. See, this is counterclockwise to clockwise, and this is clockwise to counterclockwise, okay? Clockwise to counterclockwise. And then what you're going to do is take the inner, let me walk through. You got counterclockwise to clockwise, and you got clockwise to counterclockwise, okay? This one produced the top spike, and this one produces the bottom spike. Thing about it is, with the wire turns, you're going to have a couple more wire turns, maybe on this one, as opposed to this one. So this one's going to have two more wire turns than this one, and what it does is separates the spikes. So you don't have a spike on top of each other. Okay, they're going to spread out a little bit. So you're going to have spike up at the top and spike at the bottom. You're going to take the DC current, run through this capacitor. The capacitor is going to charge this double turn. See, this is going to go through this one with 52 turns and this one maybe with 50 turns. So it separates the timing, so you have a double spike. Okay, and then right here at the center part of these of this coil setup, you're going to ground it. Okay, and what you're getting is AC current coming out. And you also took the 12 volt DC and you doubled it to 24 volt DC. And then what you're going to do is you're going to run it through this inductor wrapped with, this is kind of like a wrap. It's going to be plastic with copper, plastic with copper, plastic with copper, plastic with copper. You're going to take this and wrap it around this coil. And you're going to take this 24 volts AC, pump it through this coil, and you're going to put this wrap around here. And from the output of this wrap, you get 24 DC. Okay, you're getting DC voltage back out. Okay, you can, if your waveform is not straight DC, okay, you convert that. You can smooth out this DC waveform using the capacitor. Okay, and then what you do is you run this DC back into, you're going to copy the same thing, run it back again. Okay, you got your capacitor, you got your double coil grounded, and then you're going to get 48 volts, and just keep repeating this until you get enough voltage to send into your primary coil. Now, I know all you guys and goddesses probably looking at this and probably sound a little crazy. I'm going to kind of simplify it, but this is just one of the small steps. This is just one of the small details. But the first thing you have to do is you have to take DC current and convert it to alternating current. And you also need to boost up your DC voltage, because what we're going to do is we're going to take that DC voltage and we're going to have two parallel plates like that. Okay, two copper plates, and you're going to hook the positive terminal to the negative terminal of these plates, and then in between these plates it creates a static field, a magnetic static field. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your GMO seeds. You're going to take your GMO seeds and you're going to place the GMO seeds in this. Say that these are GMO seeds. You're going to put them in that static field and let it set in that static field for 2 weeks to a month. Okay? By doing this, you're reversing the genetic code of that GMO seed. You're taking it back to its primal code. Okay? Call that the primal code. Now, after a month of setting these GMO seeds in the magnetic field, when you plant these seeds, instead of getting seedless watermelon that's only like so big, you're going to be able to grow seeded watermelons that are gigantic. Okay, we're going to be able to quadruple the food supply. You can do this with your cucumbers, anything Dr. Sebi related. You grow that, put everything into a static field, and you multiply the food supply by 10 to 100 fold. Okay. And then we're going to transport this food into the hood to offset this globalist elite food shortages, because it's all manufactured, people. They can grow all the food they want. This stuff they know. They know how to do this, but they want to reduce the population because they want to take over the earth. They don't need you anymore. They consider you useless. Okay? But yeah, brother, out there in South Africa, man, this is how you take the DC current. This is how you kind of set it up. Run your tests and see what you get. Okay, but you're going to need an oscilloscope, brother. Okay, there's no way around this, man. You got to have an oscilloscope. And hold on here. All right, my brother out in South Africa. Okay, you can get you one of these DHO 900 oscilloscopes. You can get them as cheap as $560, man. Okay, but you got to be able to look at that waveform. It's called a Regal DHO 900 series. Okay, you can get them pretty cheap. Okay, so yeah, it's a 16 gigahertz oscilloscope. Oh wait, I don't know how many megahertz or gigahertz. I don't know how many how high of a frequency this thing can test, but you can look at the specs, brother. But yeah, you're gonna need this right here, and you're gonna need some high voltage probes. All right, so you can test out. If you're using high voltage, you're going to need these high voltage probes so you don't end up blowing up your oscilloscope. You're also going to need high amperage probes to test the amperage. You can also use a Gauss meter, or you use a Hall effect meter. A Hall effect meter you can use to test the magnetic field and calculate how much amperage your device is it's producing, or you can use a Gauss meter to see how many volts you're producing. Hold on. Okay, so you need a Hall effect meter to use the magnetic field to calculate amps. You can use a Gauss meter to use the magnetic field to calculate how many volts your device is outputting. So, you know, I'm gonna have to, I mean, it's a lot of details to this, man. I mean, you literally have to set up a class, because see, now you're dealing with high voltage, so you're dealing with a lot of safety issues. So and you know, I got a partner, man. He's going to be he's a electrician. So I'm probably gonna have to go back and get my electrician's license, so I can actually go out here and teach this stuff without fucking having a goddamn problem. But yeah, brother, you're gonna need this, okay? Now that said, guys and goddesses, okay, free energy is coming. Okay, we about to, you know, they said the empire is coming in. Okay, well, us Jedi warriors, okay, we're ready to strike. Okay, so master Taoist secrets of love, master math formulas. Okay, go to Organic Chemistry Tutors channel and watch every goddamn video he got out there. He got hundreds of them out there. Start watching those videos so you can get an idea of what you need to do mathematically. Okay, but the shit that's on there is gonna be part of this test, and niggas have to pass this test if you want to learn how to do this free energy technology, man. If not, you can build crypto miners and help set up restaurants, businesses, farmers markets, so we can pass food out for free. Okay, so we're gonna get this organization set up. Okay, and you know, all you people who are pissed off at my message talking about women getting all butt hurt, getting your feelings hurt, okay, man, good riddance, man. Okay, so you know, you want to unsubscribe, man. But those who unsubscribe, they ain't really down with you. I need real warriors, man. I need real brothers, man. Okay, that's it. God bless all you guys and goddesses. Peace.